Hey, what's good, movie fans? This is the CalmFire crew, and in honor of Magnificent Seven, which was a fun Western action flick with some great shootouts, today we're going to be giving you our top 3 list of Western shootout scenes. Now, if I were talking about movies, Tombstone would be on my list, okay? But we are talking about just one singular scene in movies, and I think we've got 3 pretty good ones picked out. So let's go ahead and get started with number 3. But before I do want to say that there are spoilers, okay? So this is going to be a spoiler-filled list. I will say the title of the movie before I get into it. If it's a movie you have not seen and you don't want to be spoiled, you can go ahead and skip ahead to the next movie. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started at number 3, Young Guns. The ending scene in Young Guns. Okay, this movie may have more of a nostalgia feeling for me personally, because I remember watching it with my father on several different occasions, okay? But there are 2 scenes that are 2 reasons why this scene sticks out in my head. One, unlike most Westerns where you get that gritty 5-minute stare down, you have Emilio Estevez as Billy the Kid trapped in a house, laughing hysterically, talking smack and cracking jokes. And it made a lot of fun. It made a lot of fun for the whole movie and also for that ending scene. The second thing that stood out to me, they threw this fool out a window in a trunk, bounced off the roof on the ground, luckily up, pops out shooting like a wild man, okay? Just screaming and shooting. Very memorable, stands out to me, will stand out to me forever. And then, of course, you got to add the guy getting shot 100 times and never falling down. Completely unrealistic, but fun all the same. Let's go on to movie number 2.
This brings us to Unforgiven. Stay with me on this one. The ending gun battle in Unforgiven may not be grandiose, but it is the perfect cap to the film that deconstructs the myths of the Western genre. The entire film builds to this one point where William Money has to take revenge for his friend and become the man he once was. Throughout the course of the film, we continually hear how mean and nasty Clint Eastwood's character is, but we never see it. The man who we see has changed completely. He seems to be a good father, faithful to his dead wife, and just trying to survive as a person. He is pushed back into his former life because he needs the money, and in the end, he must become the man he once was to take vengeance for his friend. It is a fantastic scene. And even though it is short and not many people die, it is the realism of the scene which makes it stand out. If there is one thing which has always stuck with me about Unforgiven, it is the realism the movie gives to what it was actually like to live in the West. The film deconstructs the myths of the characters inside the genre. One of the best lines to come out of the movie is, "It's a hell of a thing killing a man. You take away all he's got and all he's ever gonna be." Death in most Westerns is treated with a cavalier attitude and has little impact. Unforgiven shows the consequences of how hard it is to end someone's life. This makes the ending scene even more impactful. William Money is one man versus an entire room, but he comes out on top because he's a little lucky and because all the other men in the room haven't killed before or haven't killed in a firefight. They fire too quickly and without accuracy. And then when the smoke clears and Money is the only one standing, they all run away because he has done what they can't do. His myth builds on their fear, and they no longer want to play in the same room as someone who can kill without remorse.
You just shot an unarmed man.
Well, he should have armed himself. He's gonna decorate his saloon with my friend.
You beat William Money out of Missouri. Killed women and children.
That's right. I've killed women and children. Killed just about everything that walks or crawled at one time or another. And I'm here to kill you, little Bill.
So while it might not be the flashiest gunfight, Unforgiven's final gun battle is one of the best because of how the movie builds to its conclusion and how different it is from other films within the genre.
And number 1 on our list today is 3:10 to Yuma. I have to admit that upon my first viewing of this film, I Wasn't impressed. I was actually kind of disappointed, and I'm ashamed to say that, but that's because the character in Christian Bale wasn't some big, tough, brave, gunslinging dude, right? That's kind of what I was expecting. That's what I wanted, and he wasn't that. But because of that factor, that's what made the ending of this movie so special. Look, the ending of this movie had so many things, so many elements going into it. It wasn't like your typical revenge movie, like a lot of Westerns are, okay? Oh man, you shot my daddy, you killed my mama, you killed my brother, my sons, my brother, my wife, you killed everybody. Now I'm coming back. I'm taking all of you out. That's how a lot of these Westerns go. And I'm okay with that. Okay? I love a good revenge story. I don't care how paint by numbers it is. It's just one of the things I enjoy watching. However, this movie was not like this. This movie was about Christian Bale trying to get Russell Crowe's character, the leader of a gang, to the darn train to get to Yuma for the bounty so he could go to jail, so justice could be served. And he was doing it for more reasons than just money. It wasn't about revenge. It was a lot about pride in himself, and he was also doing it for his son, right? His boy. His boy had lost faith in him.
You try telling that story to your boy. See how he looks at you then.
And the type of character that Christian Bale was throughout the movie, and he just couldn't look his son in the eyes anymore. He had to get this done. But standing in his way was Russell Crowe's gang, right? He had to fight his gang through this town to get him to the train. So this unlikely character musters up the courage to drag Russell Crowe through the town, shoot up his men, and you have that emotional scene where he actually explains what he's doing. And it kind of breaks Russell Crowe down a little bit where he's like, I'm with you, let's go. Because let's be honest, he wouldn't have been able to do it without him. So Russell Crowe kind of helps him get himself to the train. He's like, you did it, man, you did it. You know, Christian Bale has succeeded, and then he gets shot in the back. The protagonist of the film gets killed, okay? That's kind of a big deal for me. His son sees it. It's all this emotional scene. Russell Crowe, who is the bad guy throughout the show, ends up turning good, right? So you got a turn at the end. He's upset. He sympathizes with this character, turns on his men and guns them down in epic fashion, then puts himself on the train and takes himself to jail. It's an awesome scene. Like the 3:10 to Yuma ending scene is well directed. It's well acted. I mean, just listen to the cast I was saying. Even the boy's son, I can't call his name off the top of my head, but he turned out to be a pretty awesome actor in his own right. So just a great film, great scene all around. And so that's why it made #1 on our top 3 list. Anyway, guys, that's our video for the day. That's our top 3 list. I have to admit, I don't watch a ton of Westerns, okay? And a lot of the Westerns I have seen was from long ago. I can't remember them all very clearly. I know I missed some awesome shootout scenes. I would love to know in the comment section below, what would be some of your top Western shootout scenes? Every Monday, we do Walking Dead, Wednesday's Game of Thrones, and then on Friday, obviously, we try to do some kind of movie-related video. So like this video if you like the video, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And until next time, guys, we're out.